4 hotels in Japan, and here's my in-depth review. Here's what I'll be going over. How hard is it to get to? Location? Is it suitcase friendly? AKA, can you get there while dragging a suitcase? Check-in process, the room itself, amenities, other if I have anything else to talk about, and of course a final score out of 5. If you don't want to see the visuals and you don't care to hear me yap, the pinned comment below will have my script for this video. Fair warning, it's horribly typed, but I like to put that option there because I understand some people just like to read something real quick and then get out. And of course all the hotels that we stayed at will be linked below in the description. I have 4 pages worth of notes, so let's get started. Let's start with the Granbell Hotel. This is in the center of Tokyo near Shibuya Crossing. Talk about the price. It was $804 for 3 nights, 2 separate rooms, and then $312 for 1 night, 2 separate rooms. So basically we went to Tokyo when we first arrived, and then we came back to it after our whole trip. So we used the same hotel twice. How hard is it to get to? It's right next to the Shibuya crossing station, but since there's a lot of pedestrian bridges, it's hard to know like the elevation where you're supposed to be at, so it's hard for the first time around, especially with suitcases. But over time, as you're traveling around, you'll get used to it. Is it suitcase friendly? As mentioned previously, there's a lot of pedestrian bridges, but of course Google Maps doesn't know that you're hauling an entire suitcase, so it won't tell you where exactly there's escalators or elevators, but if you use your eyes, you'll figure it out. Let's talk about location. The door to the hotel is really odd and not lit at all, which was really funny at first. There's also another entrance, but it's just more out of the way. Besides that, it's amazing. As I said, it's right next to Shibuya Crossing. There's also a Family Mart 2-minute walk away from the hotel, so you'll never be hungry. So let's talk check-in. All the front desk people kind of know a little bit of English or were like completely fluent, so it was fairly easy to check in. You need your passport and reservation, and that's it. A piece of advice that I have that I'm going to put in another video as well, but might as well put it in this video too. Please, please, please reserve your hotel with the same name as your passport. Otherwise, it complicates things. My friend Jonah goes by Jonah in the States, but on his legal documents, he goes by another name. So it caused a little bit of an issue. So make sure to reserve underneath your government name. The room itself. For this, I'm literally just gonna read off the script because there's so much. Let's read it this way. For the first room, we both got the same type of room. It was very small and it barely fit us, big suitcase and a small suitcase. Also, it had a glass bathroom, which when we booked it, we saw, but it was still funny when we saw it in person. There's all the toiletries you could ever need in the bathroom, and of course, there's a bidet. The TV was monitor size, but still big enough to hook up the Nintendo Switch to play Mario Party. There's a desk, chair, bench, and a fridge. The second time around, we got a much better room, and so did Jonah. I do not have footage of Jonah's room, so here are the images I found on Google that looked pretty similar. The second time around was more roomy, and there was a small closet, and everything else from the last room in it. Pretty standard, but definitely not what was advertised up front on Google, as you can see here. Alright, amenities. There's a small common space in the lobby, which we utilized after going to Family Mart. There's also a water dispenser right in front of the front desk, so we used and abused that to fill up our water bottles. I swear, this dog barks nightly. I don't know what to do about it. Now I have to wait. You done? No? My bad. Okay. No. They also hold your suitcases for you if you're checking out that day, but you're not going to the next hotel quite yet. We did not have the opportunity to do our laundry there, so I have no info on that. Also, if you're poop shy like me, there is a bathroom on the first floor. Lastly, you can ask for more toiletries and more towels with no extra cost. Other things I'd like to talk about. Just as a bonus thought, I thought it was very impressive that in the morning when we went down the elevator, one of the elevators was broken, but when we came back later in the day, it was fixed. So they're on top of their maintenance. And the final score, I would say it's a 4.3 out of 5. They would have received a higher score because the location is good, and honestly, it was just used for a hotel. But seeing that the second room was so much better than the first room, I don't understand why we didn't receive the second room the first time around. Hopping over to Kyoto. So in Kyoto, we stayed at Randor. So the price was $333 for 3 nights, 1 room, and 4 people. How hard is it to get to? It's a 17-minute walk from the Kyoto station, and it's pretty straightforward. Suitcase friendly. The walk all the way there is flat, so as long as your suitcase isn't like super heavy, then you're good. The location, it's decent. It's not super close to anything, so you do need a taxi or use the metro to get anywhere. But there's a Lawson's nearby on the main road and other convenience stores. So checking in. Since we got there late, there was no people at the front desk, so we used a tablet and we figured it out. Jonah mentioned the fee at the check-in because he checked in for us, but I'm not really sure because I didn't pay for it. Alright, you know the drill, the room itself, reading off the list. Easily the best place we stayed at because they had a mini kitchen. It was so nice to have dishes, cups, and cutlery just readily available. If you are not close to your friends like that, I do not recommend staying here because the bathroom is just not poop shy friendly. The bathroom is a sliding door with a separate toilet room, but like I'm not comfortable with a sliding door separating me, my vulnerable state, and the sinks. The shower area is all sorts of whack and it was just like way too much water splashing around, but I'd rather have that than no water at all. All toiletries were provided, which was really nice. The lounging area was nice to sit at and to dump our stuff. It had a table, bench, and a sofa-ish area. The TV was sizable, but I swear to God, no one in the entirety of Japan has an HDMI cable. And lastly, notably, there was a coat rack, which was really nice. Alright, the amenities. There's coin laundry on the first floor next to the elevator. I say coin laundry because you can either use coins or download an app and Bluetooth connect to the laundry machine, which was really nice. But also, like, how did they do that? Japan, I guess. There's a self-serve area for your suitcases if you're not quite ready to go to the next hotel but you're checking out that day. It's very much like a trust system. You kind of leave it there and hopefully no one takes it. Also, you can ask the front desk for more towels or toiletries. No extra charge. Other things I want to talk about. A very notable thing about this hotel is that they don't use key cards, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about losing your key card and you just memorize a pin. So for the final score, it is a 4.85 out of 5. Location wasn't the greatest, but it got bumped up in points because it had a kitchen. Alright, for the next hotel, it is Hotel Noum in Osaka. So the price for 3 nights, 1 room, 2 people was $470. How hard is it to get to? From the 10... Oh my gosh. Japan, you're gonna kill me. From the Tenmanbashi, this station, it is a 6-minute walk across the bridge. Is it suitcase friendly? Yes, it is. As long as you have a working suitcase and you locate the elevator. But honestly, what we did is that we just carried our suitcases up the stairs. There's birds chirping outside. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Location-wise, it is very close to Osaka Castle and the station, so it's pretty convenient. And of course, I have to mention that there's a Family Mart and a Lawson 4-minute walk away. The check-in process, once again, it was a standard check-in. You just hand over your passport and tell them your reservation. What I didn't know was if we got charged a check-in fee. I don't know what it's called. I heard it can be called an accommodation tax, lodging fee, whatever it's called. I paid $8. I don't know why. And apparently the amount increases the more people you have in the room. The room itself, it was similar to Tokyo, the Granbell, but a little longer with the standard bed, table, chair, and bathroom. There was this coat rack, but not coat rack thing that I disliked because you could not hang anything off of it without like 3D Tetrising your way through it because it was just too flat on the wall, so you couldn't really get your hanger on it. It was a mess. The table was small and it was just not balanced. It was like rocky. The only toiletries that were included were shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. The amenities. Buckle up. Buckle up. This is how much I wrote for the amenities, so I'm gonna be reading them. There's a towel replacement service, which is nice. You just put your bag on the handle and they take it and they replace it. Cool. There's a sad rooftop that isn't much. You can see the footage here. They really said like, oh, we have a rooftop view, and I was like, okay, sure, maybe there's like some cute tables and like something you can do up there. No, this is it. My biggest gripe was the common space on the 5th floor. I think I have some footage here. There's laundry, communal freezer, fridge, and beverages such as coffee, tea, and water. I didn't get any of my stuff stolen from the freezer or the fridge, so thank you other hotel guests for not stealing my stuff. But where I got really upset, the laundry. It was downright horrible. First of all, there was only 2 combined washer dryers, so basically all the guests had to fight for their turn with the washer dryer. Because I needed to wash my clothes, I stayed up until 2 a.m. to get a machine. On top of that, our clothes did not dry, so I used the hair dryer to dry out our clothes. And you're like, why didn't you just run it again so it dries again? The dryer took an hour and then you can add more coins to do one more like cycle of 30 minutes, but you have to keep paying. I don't remember how much I paid for laundry, but it was a lot. So I paid for double and I still had wet clothes. All that to say, horrible experience with the laundry machine and was not happy. My other category, they use amazing shampoo and conditioner. If you saw my haul video, you know that I took some home because it was just so nice. Like, I've never felt my hair more hydrated and beautiful. And another thing to note, I hope when you go there, if you ever stay there, that construction is not happening right next to your window, because I swear it was like the loudest construction known to mankind. Insert the clip.
I know y'all are doing your job, but can you be a little quieter? Just no, apparently not.
This is what we woke up to at 8 a.m. So that was great. So it is reflected in the final score that this place is a 2 out of 5. For the price and just compared to the other hotels, I was just highly disappointed in Hotel Noum. The thing is, like, yeah, the other places didn't offer as many amenities, or I didn't use them, but at least they worked. Just don't offer it at all if it's not gonna work. Also, they gave us toiletries, even if it was the bare minimum. I was just not happy. Also, the rooftop, like, to top it all off, was so sad. Alright, our last hotel. It was a Ryokan, Kinokuniya Ryokan in Hakone. I probably just butchered 3 Japanese words in a row. You're welcome, and I'm sorry. But let's talk price. It was $527 for 1 room for 4 people in 1 night. So how hard was it to get to? If you are motion sickness prone, good luck. It is a 45-minute bus ride from Odawara Station if you took the Shinkansen, which isn't too bad until you realize it's the windiest road uphill, up the mountain, for 45 minutes on a bus. Highly recommend do not sit in the back of the bus because you will be unwell. And then on the way back, make sure to give yourself a 30-minute buffer, which I'll get into more in the next section. Is it suitcase friendly? Going there, you'll be one of few people that actually take the bus up the mountain. So there's like a little space on the bus for suitcases. On the way down, we were actually really lucky to be the first people on the bus, so we did have space for suitcases. But as we kept going down the mountain, we were picking up more and more people, so it was basically like back to back in this bus. And then as we're going down, because the bus is so packed and full, the bus driver has to stop at every stop, tell the people at the stop, hey, we have no room, please wait, there's a bus coming in 10 minutes. So that took even more time going down the mountain. Also, if people want to get off the bus, all the people at the front of the bus have to get off the bus and let people who want to get off at the stop get out, and then all have to pack back into the bus. Give yourself that 30-minute buffer just in case. Location-wise, this Ryokan is not one night friendly if you want to go sightseeing. Before we got there, we actually planned to go downtown and see like the shops and potentially see Mount Fuji. But after that bus ride, we were like, we are not going anywhere. We are just gonna chill. Also, I have to include, unfortunately, there was no nearby convenience stores such as Family Mart or Lawson that I checked. So I recommend before riding the bus to like get a few snacks or something, just in case you don't vibe with the food at the Ryokan. Check-in process. It is a traditional Ryokan, so they check you in and then they show you around to the hot spring and to your room after you show your passport and reservation, of course. They didn't speak much English, but we luckily had Tay to help us out with the Japanese. The Japanese meaning the language. I hope you understand. Once again, the room itself, super cute and traditional. There was 4 futons, a sitting area near the window, a closet for the yukata, a sitting area with a table, a monitor-sized TV, extremely small shower room, an extremely small bathroom, refrigerator, and a separate sink area. I didn't really care for the shower being small because like, who would use it? You're at a Ryokan, just go to the hot springs, duh. Because this is a Ryokan, the amenities portion is also very long, so I'll be reading them off. So, amenities. There's obviously a hot spring, a little store near the main lobby, vending machine with alcohol and drinks near the hot spring entrance, and a private bath you can reserve. I didn't get to use the private bath, but when I got in there was no one else there, so it was basically a private bath for me. The hot spring was very healing and perfect temperature. The only note I have for the hot spring area is that I wish in like the area where you get prepared to go in, like take off your clothes and stuff, I wish there was like more signs to tell me what to do, because I'm gonna put in a drawing. This is what I was looking at and I wasn't sure where to put my stuff, where to put the key, why there was no towels. Like of course I brought my own towel from the hotel room, but I was like, why are there no towels or like a towel disposal area? Like, I don't know, maybe I should have done more research. I wasn't really sure what I was allowed to bring in there, what I wasn't. So I just kind of like stripped and just went in there with like tiny towel to put on my face. I don't know. Other notable things about the Ryokan. The blankets were so nice and fluffy. Here's me becoming a burrito. Like, I wanted to take one of those blankets home. They were so nice. We also ate the food there. The food isn't groundbreaking, but it is a nice experience. If you're not a fan of trying new foods or natto, I would honestly just skip this experience. So the final score for the Ryokan is 4.5 out of 5. It'd be rated higher if it wasn't just so out of the way, to be honest. Like, the points were tanked because I got so motion sick on the bus. Bars Coke. Coke is crying like as if he hasn't eaten in 4 days, so I have to wrap this up real quick. That concludes my hotel review. If you'd like to see more of my Japan adventures, here will be a playlist soon on the screen after I'm done talking of my adventures in Japan with Nathan, Tay, and Jonah. If you like this review style video, let me know by liking this video so I can make more of these videos in the future. And if you watched until the end, comment something with the hot springs emoji so I can compliment you on your attention span. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.